This is gnarly. But man, what an incredible view. That is absolutely breathtaking.
Yes, yes.
Oh guys, look at that. That is a beautiful looking fish. G'day folks, and welcome to the Aussie wilderness. Man, what an incredible landscape, eh? This is really wild and rugged country around here. Chose a pretty windy weekend to come out here. We're getting wind gusts about 50 to 60 km/h winds, and they just come roaring up these mountains. So the idea is to descend about 500 meters down to the river and set up camp down there for the weekend. And with any luck, hopefully it's a little bit more sheltered down there. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Man, it is so windy right now, but man, what an incredible view. That is absolutely breathtaking. I want to get blown off this mountain soon. This is gnarly. Vegetation up on this ridge is really beautiful. Heaps of grass trees or xantharias, and also lots of burrowangs or cycads. Makes it for some really nice bushwalking. Yeah, so this area got pretty affected by the fires at the start of the year, but by the looks of it, it didn't get affected too badly. Like, there's a lot of regrowth in the trees, which is really great to see. I thought it was going to be a lot worse, to be honest, whereas you just have to go sort of 20 kilometres in the other direction, and some of the bushland around there has been absolutely decimated and is pretty much dead. I don't think it'll be coming back, which is really sad to see. But at least, yeah, this bushland managed to fare pretty well. So here we've got a xantharia, or a grass tree, which I've spoken about in a few videos, which is an incredibly useful plant in the Aussie bush. But this one in particular is a good example of how the trunk branches off into multiple heads. And by the looks of this, would probably be about maybe 80 years old or so. They grow about an inch or so a year, depending on the species. And I'd probably say this is around, just under 100 years, I reckon. Man, it's a shame we didn't do this walk a couple of months ago. Seems like it just missed all these xantharias flowering. So you can see these ones started to go to seed already. But it's still one over here that's flowering, or it's just finishing flowering because all the flowers have started to die back. And there's no more nectar inside the flowers, which is a shame because the nectar is absolutely delicious. But yeah, it's really cool. Sort of after a fly goes through, they respond really well, and they'll sort of shoot up all these flower spikes a couple of months later. And then indigenous folk would use these flower spikes for spears. They're also really good to make fibro friction on hand drills or bow drills. Very useful plant. My God, it is windy. Well, we're back in snake season now, so got to keep an eye out. Actually, on the topic of snakes, in my last video I came across a red belly black snake and I said that they were deadly. Turns out I was wrong. I got led to believe all my life that they're actually deadly, but apparently they've actually never killed anyone, but they do have a pretty serious bite that do get you. So there's still definitely a snake to be cautious of, but yeah, I stand corrected. Bloody hell. That is one incredible landscape. Man, it's such a rugged and wild country out here. I absolutely love it, eh? Even though it's a little bit windy, there is honestly nowhere I'd rather be right now. This is a really beautiful spot. Alright, I think it's time to get down to the river. And the landscape around here is so rugged and steep. Some of these cliffs are almost vertical. It's definitely some wild country. So back in about February they had a 10-metre flood come through this area and absolutely flattened all these trees along the bank. Sure left a mess behind. Well, finally made it down to the river and man, this place is absolutely stunning. It's such a beautiful day to be down here. Clear blue sky, nice lovely temperature. There's barely any wind as well, so I'm really happy about that. Oh, this should be a lovely place to camp tonight. So obviously this is an awesome spot to camp. Nice big sandy beach, giant cliffs all around me, and yeah, looking straight down the river, so a really beautiful spot. But it's about 12 o'clock, I've got ages of time, so I might just go for a little bit wander up and see what else I can find.
Wonder why it all came. We're happy
Well, I'm absolutely spoiled for choice this weekend. Both this spot and the last are absolutely stunning, so I cannot complain with this weekend's options. But I think I might go back to the other spot. I think I just preferred the view down the river at the other one. But this place can be a little bit popular. You do get a fair few people coming down here. I've already seen a couple, like a group of people. They're going further down the river. So I might go set up camp at the other spot. If I find I get joined by another party of campers or hikers later on, I could always pack up camp and come over to this spot. But I think I might try my luck over there.
Happiness to stay. Fix my mistakes in the mirror. Maybe I've changed more than thought. Kids' castles don't grow on themselves. You gotta help out someone.
Well, you know how I said it wasn't windy? I was wrong. It's pretty windy. Goes from being dead calm like it is now, and these big gusts of winds coming up the river. So I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to set up a tarp shelter or not. It's meant to be no rain whatsoever tonight, so I'm half keen to maybe just cowboy camp it and just sleep out amongst the stars. I've also got my bivvy with me, so worst case scenario I could always sleep in the bivvy. But yeah, I feel like if I just set up the tarp now, I might get a little bit knocked around in these big gusts of wind. But I think I might just maybe wait a little bit. Like I said, the wind's meant to die off a bit, so maybe a bit closer to sunset. I'll see how I'm going with the weather. Maybe I'll set up a shelter then. And I wish this wind would bugger off. I feel like it's getting windier. Oh man, that's pretty gnarly. I'm really praying that it dies off later this afternoon, because if it's like this all night, I'm going to be in for a hell of a night. It's probably the one time that I wish I brought a tent with me. Oh, this is a joke. Well, it seems like the wind's kind of died off a bit now, which is good, because honestly, for about half an hour there, it was blowing a gale, like easily 40 to 50 km/h winds, and to the point where I was getting a little bit unsure of myself, to be honest. Wasn't sure if I should be staying down here tonight. I dropped my pack and even went for a bit of a scour around these sort of rocky outcrops here to see if I could find a cave to potentially sleep in if I needed to. I couldn't find anything, so I'm kind of sort of bound to camping down here. And just, yeah, with those gusts of winds, I can't set up a tarp shelter. They just blow the thing away, or rip it or something like that. So yeah, sort of getting a bit unsure about myself whether I should be hiking back out of here, but it seems like now it's calmed down a bit. There's still a bit of wind. And the weather report says it's meant to drop off by about 6 o'clock and then be a pretty still night. So I'm hoping the weather report's right, because if those wind gusts sort of stay around throughout the night, it is going to be a horrible night. So hopefully it drops off. So the wind's calmed down a little bit now, so I think I might try and make the shelter and just see how it goes. Yeah, so you guys have seen me make this shelter a dozen times now. It's pretty much my go-to shelter. When I sort of have it in this kind of configuration, there's plenty of room inside. You've got a nice little awning, and you've got one side that sort of protects you from any wind. But obviously the wind at the moment is kind of going all around the shop, sort of bouncing off the walls, and doesn't quite want to make up its mind in which direction it wants to be. So what I'm going to do with the shelter is what sort of makes it quite versatile. If I can bring this side down to the ground, and kind of creates a bit of a plough shape. So it's plenty of room inside, like it's actually really quite roomy inside, and you've got heaps of protection from any wind or rain. So I think I might have it like this for now. If I find it clears up a bit later tonight, like the wind sort of dies down, then maybe I'll put it back up in the open shelter. But for the time being, I think I'll keep it like this. So I'll give you guys a little look at the shelter. So you can see it's got plenty of room inside. And then it's sort of this plough shape, so it's pretty good in sort of high winds and driving rain. Sort of keep you nice and protected. That's why I love this shelter, because like I said, when it's sort of nice and fine weather, you can open it back up to sort of that sort of open lean-to shelter shape. But in heavy weather, you can close it up like this. Alright, so in terms of having a fire tonight, obviously it's been a pretty windy day today. The wind has died off a fair bit. It's about 4:30 and it's meant to die off even more until about 6 o'clock. So yeah, fingers crossed we can have one. Obviously you want to do whatever the safest thing is. Obviously when it's windy, it brings up those chances of starting a bushfire, but we're camping on a big sandy beach, so that kind of brings that risk down, which is good. But obviously I'm just going to do whatever the safest thing is. I would like to, I've got a pretty decent juicy steak to cook up and a pretty tasty dessert that I want to cook on the fire as well. So hopefully we can, but yeah, we'll sort of just play it by ear. I definitely want to do what the safest thing is. So I've just got some firewood kept aside, and then yeah, fingers crossed we can. So I've got about an hour till sunset, so I'm going to go for a bit of a fish. You do get Australian bass in this river, but I'm not quite sure whether they'll be this far up the river just yet, because during winter they go down to the brackish water to breed. So I'm not quite sure whether they would have come this far up yet. It is the end of September now, so they might be up here. Not quite sure. I'm just brought the rod just in case, and I thought just to kill some time I'll go for a bit of a flick, and with any luck we might be able to get some. Now I never meant for this channel to be a fishing channel, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. Obviously it'd be nice if I caught more fish, but I just go to some really beautiful places that are by rivers, and it'd be silly not to cast the line in. Even though I'm a pretty terrible fisherman, I like to give it a bit of a crack. So hopefully you guys enjoy watching the fishing, and with any luck and some time, hopefully I get a bit better and be able to get land some more fish in the future. But if you guys aren't enjoying the fishing stuff, then let me know, because I sort of want to make some videos that you guys like to watch. Obviously I want to do what I want to do as well, but if you guys prefer sort of just more bushwalking, hiking videos rather than the fishing videos, then let me know. But I do enjoy sort of making these fishing videos, but I'm definitely not a fishing channel by any stretch of the imagination. I know with bass you got to try and find some structure because you're always hiding around structure, but it's not a whole lot of structure on this side of the bank, unfortunately. So I'm just hoping now that it's a little bit later in the day. Oh, I think I saw something splash water over there. I'm hoping now that it's later in the day, they might sort of come out from the structure and just be roaming. Well, even in a pristine wilderness like this, there's still rubbish. Take that home. Oh, you don't tell me. Oh, damn it. My favourite lure. Come on. Yes, yes. You beauty. Oh my goodness. I thought I was going to lose that lure for sure. Oh, you little ripper. Oh, so stoked with that. There's two little bass right in front of me. You guys probably can't see, but there's literally two small fish right there. They're having a go at the lure. They're tiny though. I wish you guys could see that. They're right there. Cast out and see if we can get them again. So there's definitely a few little ones. They're not big at all. They're probably about 10 centimeters or so. They're pretty tiny. Oh, one just jumped over there. Oh, another jump. Oh. Oh. Come on, you little guys. Come on. When I was here, I think the last time I was here was in last November with a few mates, and I didn't film that trip. And I managed to catch about 6 or 8 of these little guys. They're not huge, only sort of about 10-15 centimeters long, but it's still a nice little catch. It just happens to be one of the only trips I do where I don't film it and I catch some fish. So I'm just going to change the lure up to one of these surface lures, these little poppers, because yeah, not having much luck on that guy. So we'll see how this goes. Seems like it's going to be way too big for the size of fish that are in this river, but we'll give it a go. Yes, yes, yes. Oh guys, look at that. That is a beautiful looking fish. Really nice size. Let's let him go. There we go. Woo! Oh, stoked with that. And I'm so stoked with that little catch. It wasn't the biggest bass in the world, but man, he was a decent little size and I'm very happy with it. To see this fishing drought is finally over, thank God, because that drought was going on for way too long. So nice to back up the last video with another fish. So pretty happy with myself. Got about 15 minutes till it gets dark, so I might have maybe 1 or 2 more casts and we'll go back and get this fire going, because the wind has died right off, which is good to see. So yeah, keen to get the fire cranking.
One show started the middle December. started the house that my father once bought. Well, I started on the road, I know now where it leads, where it goes. And all I've been
Alright, I
told
think it's gin and
is
tonic time now.
somewhere I'll find my home. Down along the road, very bit close, no coast.
Ah, god damn, that tastes good. That is just what the doctor ordered. Man, it is such a lovely night. There is barely any wind, it's such a gentle breeze. Compared to what it was today, today was crazy. I'm trying to hike down from the ridge. I felt like I was going to be blown off the mountain. It was insane. And there was a point when I was down here about 2:30 and I was sort of contemplating whether I should be bailing back up to my car because the wind for about half an hour or 45 minutes was just blowing a gale. So there's a big chunk of the day where I sort of didn't really film anything because I was trying to figure out what to do. I was trying to find a cave to camp in. I was trying to decide whether I should be going back to my car. So I didn't really want to sort of be camping down here, but it's just gale force winds all night. So I'm very glad I decided to stay down because, yeah, like I said, there's barely any wind. It's not a full moon, but it's like a half moon, but it's so bright. Like if I walk away from the fire, the whole river, the whole valley is just lit up. I wish the camera could do it justice. It's a really beautiful night to be out here. Heaps of stars. Oh, it's just a very lovely night. I'm really glad I came here. I was actually planning to go camp on a cliff top this weekend, but obviously with the 50km/h winds, I decided to pull the pin on that trip. And then yesterday I decided to come here, and I'm very glad I did. This is honestly probably one of my favourite places to come and camp. It's such a beautiful place. I really like it here. But sort of on that topic, I get a lot of people ask me on YouTube why I don't give away the locations. It's a bit of a funny topic, that one, because obviously I want to encourage you guys to get out here and experience this stuff for yourself. That's the whole reason I do this channel. I really want to sort of like showcase the Aussie bush and encourage you guys to come and experience it for yourself. But at the same time, I see all too well the negative impacts that social media can have on sort of natural environments and beautiful locations. And yeah, it's a fine line. Some spots like around Sydney, I know they've sort of become the insta-famous spots, and it just absolutely ruins them. Like people just go there, trash the joint, don't respect it, and that is the last thing I want for places like this. I want these places to remain beautiful, and for people who do come out to these spots to respect it, and yeah, just to appreciate the area. So it's a fine line. Like I want to encourage you guys to get out here, but at the same time I don't want them to get trashed. So it's a tricky one. But seriously, there's so many places in Australia to go explore. Like all you have to do is just sit down and look at maps, and honestly, you're going to find your own piece of paradise. There's just millions of places to go explore in this country. It's just, we're very lucky that we've got a lot of wilderness areas to get out there and find your own solitude. But yeah, I really do encourage you guys to get out there and try and find your own little piece of paradise, because you'll be all the better for it. Alright, well I'm getting pretty decent bed of coals down now, so pretty keen to get my steak on. And then I've got a pretty tasty dessert tonight. I haven't done this one in the bush before, so pretty keen to see how it goes. Yeah, it's like a little bit special, so yeah, keen to get that on pretty soon. So once again, just got some broccolini and asparagus, which like I said, my go-to vegetables out in the bush. And just in here, got a nice big juicy steak. Actually, I don't think there's really enough room on this grill, so I might chuck that back there a little bit. There we go. I think that the steak deserves that grill all by itself. Whoa. Yeah, buddy. That is looking pretty damn good. Some nice dollop of butter. Moment of truth. Oh, a little bit overcooked, but she will do. Oh my god, that is insane. That is damn good. I don't eat a whole lot of steak, but when I do, cooked over a campfire, it's pretty hard to beat. Alright, well, I'm going to devour this, and then we'll get dessert on, which I'm very keen for, so looking forward to that. Alright, so a little tip or trick for you guys. So after dinner, you got a pretty grubby pan. Rather than just washing it out, all you have to do is chuck it in the fire and let the fire do it for you. And as for your cutlery, when you're camping on a sandy beach, you just dig it into the ground a few times. Comes out as good as new. As you can see, nice and clean. Such a good way to wash up your pans. Alright, well for dessert, I'm going to make myself an apple crumble. I've never made this in the bush before, so we'll see how we go. So first up, I'm going to actually probably cut this in half. Oh, you're joking. Oh, you idiot. Well, that's covered in sand. So, off to a good start. Oh, you absolute clown. Now, only I would do that. Bloody cook it so hard sometimes. Alright, so I'm just going to cut these in little slices. Nice and fine. And shout out to my mate Erin for showing me this recipe. One of our last trips down the south coast. She cooked this up for me and my friends, and man, it went down an absolute treat. It was so good. Right, so once I've done that, I'm going to get this foil. I'm going to make myself like a little pouch. Right, so then we're just going to lay these down. And then just in the Ziploc bag, we've got some cinnamon toasted muesli with some extra cinnamon and some brown sugar in here as well. Probably about, gosh, I don't know, 4 or 5 tablespoons of brown sugar in here. Well, this is one mighty dessert for one person. But man, this is going to be bloody epic. So then, last but not least, apparently you put some butter in here. So, right, so now I just got to fold it up into a little pouch. However I do that. Might actually fold these over a bit. Now, I don't really know how to tell when this is done, so let's just pull it out and have a look at it. Oh, hot. Give you guys a bit of a close up. Oh my goodness. That looks unbelievable. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think that's probably about done. Let's give it a taste. Oh, you have got to be joking. I think I've just outdone myself. That is unbelievable. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. I wish you guys could taste this. I am definitely going to be doing this more often. This is very, very, very tasty. Every bite is like bliss. Alright, well, I'm going to call it quits for now. I'm going to go to bed one very happy man. This is honestly one of the best things I've cooked out in the bush. So, very, very stoked with myself. So, let's wrap it up here for now. And I'll catch you guys nice and early tomorrow morning. Well, good morning guys. So it's about 9 o'clock and this wind's just started to pick back up. So I've done all my morning chores, so I'm just going to pack camp down now and then yeah, we'll hike on out of here. Man, what a beautiful day. I wish I could just hang around and go for a swim all day, but unfortunately I've got to boost on out of here and do the toss log back up the mountain. So might wrap the video up here. Just want to say a big thanks to all you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you're new to the channel, you like these kind of videos, then feel free to check out my videos. And if you give us a subscribe, that'd really help me out. especially all you guys who've joined off my Patreon over the last couple of weeks. Your support honestly means the world to me, so I cannot thank you guys enough for that. It really sort of helps me create more of this kind of content for you guys. So honestly, from the bottom of my heart, cheers guys. So yeah, anyway, we'll wrap it up here, and I'll see you guys in the next adventure. Hooroo.